Conor, nice to see you. You're all over at the minute. Saw you in Turkey the other week. Here tonight. How are you feeling? Obviously, big fight pending in September, but you looking good spirits?
Yeah, of course, mate. Listen, I'm just excited to get back in the ring. I literally just saying in the car to my team, I can't wait to get back in that ring. You know, I just love this game, man. I feel like I just want to get back out, get active. I was back in the gym on the Monday straight after the fight. So I'm like, give me a date. I know it's now September 20th, but I would be ready to go in August.
Can I ask you, is there a chance that this fight doesn't happen? I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is, obviously with everything surrounding him and the weight and stuff, I know that annoys you because you, like you say, will fight tomorrow. But you always have said that WBC title is something that you really want to do. Is there a chance that maybe there is a pivot away from that?
Is there a pivot away from the Eubank fight? Listen, for the WBC World Title, of course I would, but they're not fighting for another week, which means they wouldn't be ready till early next year. I'd want to get out in between, but then in the same breath, I don't want a warm-up fight. I'm done with all these warm-up fights. Do you know what I mean? I want to go straight back in. I don't want to have a tick over. I don't want to have a little Werner. I want to go back in there and you know, fight these champions.
Can I ask you, the first event, there was so much emotion involved from everything. It was like WWE backstage. It was mental. So for you, the fighter, I hear you mentioning, you know, I rushed, got a bit greedy. Do you think this time round that you'll maybe be, I want to say, more tunnel visioned on this is the task at hand, this is the job, maybe call back on the emotion side of it, and like you say, that maybe help you get over the line this time?
Do you know what it was? There was a lot of doubt and a lot of people going, you can't do it this way, you can't do this, you can't. I'll mix it with the big boys, no problem. Do you know what I mean? So and I was in there and I wanted to show that you can't hurt me. How many times did I hurt him? Look at my demeanour. Look, I was up 30 seconds before the rest of the period had even gone. I was up standing there ready, waiting every single round. You got more of that. You got more of that coming out next round. That was my attitude. So when I'm sitting in there going, okay, when it's 116, 112, I'm going, well, what were they scoring it then? Because as far as I'm aware, I was up 30 seconds before every bell chilling. You know, look at who was more wounded. So for me in my head, it was like, I can mix it with the big boys. I'm a 147 fighter, you look at me, I ain't no 160 fighter. Do you know what I mean? By any stretch, I'm currently at about 156, 157. So, a little bit less heart, a little bit less, you know, calmness and more brain, and you know, that win the fight.
Conor, in terms of when you mentioned you might go back down to 147 if this junior fight doesn't materialise, aside from Pacquiao Barrios, things are a little tied up when you've got the Haney-Norman fight, for example, on the horizon as well. Where do you see that opportunity arising?
I'll fight either of them. I haven't seen much of Norman, but I will fight either of them. I'm not overly concerned. Listen, we're fighters. So when people go, oh, you're scared or you ain't going to do this, no one's scared of nobody. Do you know what I mean? It's just what makes better sense. For me, fighting Eubank was the best sense. What fights sell out stadium shows? So even though the WBC title was on the line, that would never sell out Tottenham Stadium. It's just not that kind of fight. You know, and if it is Eubank again, well then, you know, you're talking another stadium. So for me, it's these nights you live for. These nights are the nights that you take to your grave. And for me, it was such a big fight, I couldn't turn that down. But you see all these champions out there, I'm not concerned it starts to fight either one of them, any of them. Next, not no warm-up at 147, I'll move straight back in.
Also in terms of your own longevity and where you see yourself winning your first world honours back down at 147, there's a lot of fighters there, even if they don't have world champion status. Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez speaking about moving up. A lot of big names in that division, so for you, does it make more sense to reconsider your position and go back down to try and secure one of those?
Yeah, of course, listen, I'd love to fight for the world title, especially the WBC World Title, but then if they present a Ryan Garcia to me, and that offer dwarfs the world title financially, I think about what's good for my kids, because ultimately, that's all that matters. You think I care about anything else? When I'm dead and gone, what matters? My kid's gone private school, and his kids have a blessed life because of the foundation I laid. So that for me is my priority over anything.
Conor, can I just ask, and obviously I've seen you mention before about Shakur and Devin Haney, and you said, look, they're track stars, they're runners. When you look at Devin Haney fighting the Brian Norman though, you look at that fight and go, if Devin gets through that, you two would make a great fight, and like I said, that'd be some fight.
I'll make sure I put on my running shoes to track him down. But I do feel like Haney is a track star, I do feel like Shakur is a track star. They're not my cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? I don't look at them and go, yeah, God, like, I want to tune in to watch Devin Haney. I'd rather tune in to watch Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? Over Shakur and Haney unifying. It's the truth. It is the truth, and I know you're probably thinking the same thing. I got more entertainment now watching Jake Paul and Mike Tyson versus Haney fight for his world title. It was a better fight.
Conor, appreciate it.